This is a Rain of Books book talk with Josh and John. We're talking about Diablo, The Sin War, Birthright, Book 1, Load of Crap, by Richard Knaak. Diablo, the video game, really is about selecting a class of hero, going on adventures. There's evil in the land. You go to a local town. They need help clearing out evil from an area where they used to be, where the evil's taken over. And you go and you kill the evil, and it's gory, and it's violent, and there's great cinematics, and there's a really cool story. But that's not really what you get in this book, Josh.
Wait a minute. Are we actually reliving this experience again? I gave
I'm
this
afraid
book.
we have to.
I gave it 1 star out of 5. So we're not trolling. We legitimately, plowed our way through this book. Could actually do a public service announcement right here, right now, as to how bad it was. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but the only thing I have to say about this is how derivative, how just absolutely unoriginal this book was. It was going into a book thinking, yay, they had this epic concept. I mean, even the synopsis on the back of the book talks about, wars without beginning, endless huge battles between demons. Sorry, that's the best description I can give them.
Well, he might have put that in there. Demonic demons. Hey, Josh. I just met you, and I love you.
Wait, time out. Did that happen in the book? I think
yes.
I sped read through the love plot. So is there a plot besides these guys running? Because the main hero develops powers, and he is accused of murder because there's cults or clans or churches of some sort that have different beliefs, and he murders the acolytes, and he has to run with this mysterious woman. Red flag, red flag. And this woman appears out of nowhere, and she says, "Come with me." There's a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000 fun to be had with Diablo, because it literally goes from scene to scene with a lot of build-up, and it comes crashing down. I mean, these people are introduced, and then I thought that the story had a framework, and then it crumbled in on itself when they killed the huge emissaries from these different churches or different factions. And then you had the evil bad guy, rubbing his hands, doing his maniacal laugh, spawning demons, and these are like cut scenes that take you out of like the main hero who's on the run with the lady, and that's all it amounts to. So,
oh yes, there were some mwahaha moments in there that amounted to nothing, but the things I wanted to focus on were the main character's name is Odyssean. He had a sudden onset of supernatural powers. How did he get them? Who knows? Nobody's asking. Neither are his friends. You have powers? Awesome, bro. And then, like, hey, you killed a bunch of people. Let's run away. And then just kind of forget about it. And I killed this girl's father accidentally, but I'm never going to tell her. But she's in love with me. But I love this other girl over here that I just met. There's no time setting up the story. The author leaped into the narrative with zero context. I found no character development, which if you'll listen to our full-length reviews, we really hashed that out a little more. He could have taken a chapter to develop these characters. We got maybe a paragraph of background information on the main characters, and that was it. There was poor sentence structure throughout most of the story. You go ahead and get that bad taste out of your mouth, Josh. Poor sentence structure. They overused 3 or 4 words several times, over and over. I called it bad Yoda speak. And I could go on and on, but overall I felt like it was written by a 12-year-old. And, there was another point where they tried to install a major plot point. 2 of the characters touch a mysterious stone in the woods. And the whole story, they're having these weird visions and things are happening. And then that was it. They never played out the plot point. They ended up killing off one of the characters, but the author made you think the whole time this was going to come into play. And that's kind of a brief description of how the story went. I don't recommend this book at all. Josh, you want to go ahead and perform that mouth-washing ritual? We came up with something we called Bad Book Mouthwash, and Josh is improving his book breath right now. I'm glad you spit it out this time instead of swallowing it.
John, I can't believe you just did the whole synopsis again. I'm having flashbacks now. Dude, that is what happened. I was like, hey, this is great. All this setup. And written by 12-year-old? No, written for 12-year-olds. Because this book was atrociously derivative, like I said. There's a bunch of hacking and slashing. And yeah, it's based on a video game intellectual property. So are we supposed to say let's not read it? No, because there's good video game books out there. But this one certainly takes the genre or you know the whole tie into video games like 10 years backwards. It was written like 2006. It was so misogynistic and sexist, and just like the women fawning over the men and them just going around in circles, literally, and fighting generic bad guys. I was just like, ah! But I predicted the ending. I was so flippant about this book. I was like, John, you're like, should we finish reading it? I'm like, yes. We can't review it if we don't finish it. And I said, what do you think is going to happen? You did something, you know, actually serious predicting. I said, best buddy dies. And I say, in the end, the bad girl goes back to the bad guy. That's pretty flippant. And the best guy, well, this is a spoiler cast, so close your eyes, turn it off if you don't want to hear this. Best friend does die. Who cares? And at the very last paragraph,
Didn't matter.
the lady says, I'm going to go back to my boyfriend. I'm like, I was 2 for 2, but the very last paragraph, that's when I actually went 2 for 2, and I was pretty like pleased with myself because I predicted the derivative ending. But that's Diablo, the Sim Wars, Birthright, Book 1. John, do you have anything else to say? Because I think we
Yeah,
said it
no,
wrong.
I do. Did you know that Uldyssian, the main character, could spread his powers? Who cares? They didn't bother explaining it. Screw it.
He spread it to the world, and that caused a lot of trouble. But whatever. So that's the book talk on Diablo, Bad Book, Book 1 by Richard Knaak the Hack. Sorry, Richard. Try again. But thanks for joining us, and don't read this book. Catch you next time on the Reign of Books.
Uh,